Hi friends, this is Bashir Ahmed Khojri with a presentation titled Making of the Indian Constitution Part 2. This presentation is meant for civil services and other state examinations. Enactment of the Constitution. November 4, 1948. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar introduced final draft of the Constitution in the Assembly. For the first reading, the Assembly had general discussion on it for 5 days till November 9, 1948. On November 15, 1948 started the second reading clause by clause of the Constitution, and it lasted up to October 17, 1949. During this time, amendments proposed 7,653, and the number of the amendments discussed actually in the Assembly were 2,473. On November 14, 1949, third reading of the draft started. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar moved a motion, the Constitution as settled by the Assembly be passed. The motion on draft Constitution was declared as passed on November 26, 1949 and received the signatures of the members and the President. Out of the total 299 members of the Assembly, only 284 were actually present on that day and signed the Constitution. This is also the date mentioned in the preamble as the date on which the people of India in the Constituent Assembly adopted, enacted, and gave themselves this Constitution. The Constitution was adopted on November 26, 1949, contained a preamble, 395, 395 articles and 8 schedules. The preamble was enacted after the entire Constitution was already enacted. B.R. Ambedkar, the then Law Minister, piloted the draft Constitution in the Assembly. He took a very prominent part in the deliberations of the Assembly. He was known for his logical, forceful, and persuasive arguments on the floor of the Assembly. He is recognized as the father of Constitution of India. This brilliant writer, constitutional expert, undisputed leader of the scheduled castes, and the chief architect of the Constitution of India is also known as Modern Manu. Enforcement of the Constitution. On November 26, 1949, some provisions of the Constitution pertaining to the citizenship, elections, provisional parliament, temporary and transitional provisions, and short title contained in Article 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 324, 366, 367, 379, 380, 388, 391, 392, and 393 came into force. On January 26, 1950, the remaining provisions, that's the major part of the Constitution, came into force. This day is referred to in the Constitution as the date of its commencement and celebrated as Republic Day. Why January 26 was specifically chosen as the date of its commencement? January 26 was specifically chosen as the date of the commencement of the Constitution because of its historical importance. It was on this day in 1930 that Purna Swaraj Day was celebrated, following the resolution of Lahore session of December 1929 of the Indian National Congress. With the commencement of the Constitution, the Indian Independence Act of 1947 and the Government of India Act of 1935, with all enactments amending or supplementing the later act, were repealed. The abolition of Privy Council Jurisdiction Act 1949 was, however, continued. While elections to the Constituent Assembly were still in progress, Indian National Congress appointed Experts Committee of the Congress, appointed on July 8, 1946, Purpose: preparing material for the Constituent Assembly. Members: Jawaharlal Nehru, Chairman; M. Asif Ali, K. M. Munshi, N. Gopalaswamy Iyengar, K. T. Shah, D. R. Gadgil, Humayun Kabir, and K. Santhanam. Later, on the chairman's proposal, it was resolved that Krishna Kripalani be co-opted as member and convener of the committee. The committee had two sittings, first at New Delhi from July 20 to 22, 1946, and the second at Bombay from August 15 to 17, 1946. That is all in this class. For more classes, subscribe the YouTube channel Bashir Gujri. Thank you.